wonderful time to be alive and back into the Dota scene. And also feeling privileged that I'm going to be joined by my good buddy Lacoste here. Hopefully going to be coming in loud and clear as well. Hello.
Thank you, my good friend. Hello, beautiful people around the globe. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what I've been waiting for. If someone asked me, what is this? I would just answer it like, this is it.
It? And then they're going to be like, okay, yeah, what's it?
Yeah, what's it? This is it. The Kiev Major, like, this is the biggest tournament of the year so far, and the biggest teams, the biggest names, and some good Dota incoming. I'm glad we actually got this team to cover. Team Random, for those who don't know, this is the old Wings against VP.
Yeah, this is going to be a good time. It's funny because you got big names, and then people would be like, who the hell's Team Random, though? And we don't have...
That's some kind of random team?
Yeah, first off, name sucks. All right, I'm going to throw it out there. Not the best name ever for a team, but I can understand the situation that maybe Wings were put in. I don't know all the details. I'm sure most people out there don't know the details. Supposedly the players are still yet to release statements on the matter, but you already alluded to it a bit earlier. But yeah, the Wings organization or whatever they have involved with Dota is totally done for. The players have just picked up, left out, and are going to be under the name Team Random now moving forward. So this is good, though, I think, because I was there at DAC to watch Wings play Lacoste, and we were all just kind of like, this is Wings, but this is not TI6 winning Wings we got here. So maybe now they've broken away from that what could have been scuzzy Wings organization, and now they're ready to play some Dota.
Yeah, maybe they got rid of the cancer, so now they're good to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a TI curse as well. I've read some statements, translated, of course, because I don't know Mandarin.
Yeah, who does,
from the
right?
Players, pretty much, they say the same thing, and I think they got their shit together, and we're going to see a new Wings here.
Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of people are feeling like Chinese Dota is going to be seriously on the rise, and in this event in particular. Do you share these sentiments here, or do you think are you a Europe fanboy?
Well, obviously I'm European, but right now Chinese seem to be the strongest region of them all. China has ups and downs. It's like EU China, some American teams, and some upsets, but that's it. China is pretty much always on top. They just need some time to adjust, and I think this patch favors Chinese teams a lot.
Yeah, it's certainly feeling that way. I just got to take a moment to step back and say that I got to appreciate Dota as the kind of game where, like you said, we do get a very nice rotation of different teams from all over the world kind of being able to bring some serious A game. And, who really knows who's going to be pulling out here on top? Unless it's OG again, then something's definitely fishy, and they're probably hacking at that point. I mean, you can only win so many times.
I got nothing against OG. They're a great team, but I don't want them to win. I mean, okay, you already won a few majors. It's time for someone else.
It's time to give someone else some money, all right?
Yeah.
I don't even know if Team Random's that team. I mean, maybe they lost a lot of it, so they need some back. So they could be fighting pretty hard here. Virtus Pro also, I think they have like billions of dollars at their org. So these teams probably don't need money, but that doesn't matter. They're here to not win money. They're here to play some Dota and beat some ass. I think it's finally about time here, Lacoste, we do our jobs. Let's break down the draft here before us. Now, I can tell you already, just based on some of the games that have already happened in the Swiss format, that I don't know what the hell's going on. It's not the same as DAC, Lacoste. This is a whole new meta. I'm seeing crazy heroes already. I think there was Arc Ward twice. What the hell's happening?
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it was about time for actually people and the teams to start picking new heroes. I think they've all been practicing new stuff, but they didn't want to reveal it until this Kiev Major. I think they were saving it up. Especially Rasta. I'm glad that Hero is actually back into the game. The Hero is buffed since 7.0 and even in the previous patches. Meta right now doesn't favor it because of the tower buffs, but the Hero is just insane. I want to see some other heroes in the pool as well.
If you're not a Dota 1 overlord like myself and Lacoste, he's of course referring to Shadow Shaman.
10 seconds remaining.
Sorry.
Who did receive some lovin'. I believe he's been receiving a bit of love in like every patch, but recently I think IceRog was like, let's just give him a bunch of damage right now. And then they hit him up with a serious like base damage boost, and like you said, all the indirect buffs around it based on you know, armor reduction in the towers and such. I know EG picked it up once already in their first game. Didn't work out so well for him there, but yet to be shown in this draft here. But the mighty Sven does come out flexing his muscles.
This is
now.
yeah, this is Virtus Pro. This is who was playing it? Was it Team Effect, right? We were casting it together, if I remember correctly. When enemy team has Venge and Slaughter, those two minus armor heroes, it can be a support Sven, especially with Crystal Maiden paired up, because he doesn't lack mana, which he needs in general, as a position 4/5 Sven, but it can also be a carry position Sven, which is also good. I mean, look at the Warcry, level 4, 14 seconds, 8 seconds duration. It's really big.
That's a big thing right there. I like that. Hold on a second, though. I got to call a timeout on the Dota knowledge, and I got to double-check this one thing. Now, Lacoste, me and you did a great series of tests on everything earlier, but there's one thing I forgot to double-check for you. So do me a favor here. Head up to your settings real fast. Head over to audio, and make sure you have mute co-broadcaster checked.
Oh.
Turn that on.
10 seconds.
Let me just find that where that is. Just a second.
It's like on the middle part of the right-hand side. Like you'll see like where the sound device is, and it says play sound and desktop, chat message sound, and then it says mute co-broadcasters.
Yeah, that's checked.
It was checked.
Yeah, it was checked.
Okay. Well, okay. I saw one person complaining about audio echo in game. My thing's looking pretty good. If you said that's right, then your thing's good. It's out of our hands. I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah,
we're good.
I don't
We're
lie,
beautiful.
and we
You don't lie. I know you don't lie. So
yeah, I don't lie. I'll tell you the straight truth. People will hate me, but there's always someone who's gonna complain. So just shush.
They gotta blame
all right,
someone.
let's focus on the picks. Which doctor picked against Sven as well? Not the best thing, especially the Death Ward, since it's physical damage. It's decreased by Warcry as well. On the other hand, Visage, that's the hero that I wanted to see for a long time. OG started to pick it. The hero is just insane.
Yeah, but what if I told you that this just wasn't any other Visage, Lacoste?
Yeah,
This is a Lil Visage. You can't see me right now, but I just stood out of my chair on my feet.
Are you spreading the wings like Visage?
I am now. Lil Visage. This is going to be crazy.
I hope you don't have teeth like Visage.
No, I don't. I don't. I'm not that bad yet. I do eat a lot of candy, though, and I could get there fast if I don't take care of myself. But here we go. Alchemist's going to come out. Immediately, my soul on the inside cries a little bit because I'm not a fan of watching Alch games. And this is Wings / Team Random. They don't pick Alch. What is that? Who are they?
Maybe it was random. Who knows? Alch with even more minus armor with acid spray. Alch was nerfed a lot. That's really a huge nerf for Alchemist in the latest patch. Acid spray AoE is really reduced, and chemical rage cooldown is bigger. So this is the two biggest things about Alch being nerfed. So the hero is not picked so much anymore, but in general, like Naga and Alchemist are still not nerfed enough, in my opinion. Not because of the Radiance Illusion carriers. I think they need to do something about it. It's still a bit overpowered. Yeah,
that was a lot of people shared those same feelings after they saw the patch, seeing that things like Naga and the Radiance were not touched at all. So we'll have to see how much of an impact those things may have in this tournament moving forward. I've seen a little bit of Naga here and there, and we're seeing Alchemist now. Like I said, my soul's dying a bit, and hopefully this is something that's not going to be too big of a problem, so we're not just going to be seeing case after case of first ban Alchs and Nagas every game. So here, though, Random feel pretty good about being able to kind of play that greedy kind of a game and match the pacing against Virtus Pro. Already seeing Legion Commander Sven. This is not like a super fight right away kind of a team. This team does need a little bit of that nourishment, a little bit of that itemization and build up. Visage himself a pretty greedy support. So I want to say that the game feels like it could be a bit slow to start, but I hope that's not the case. You know I love a bloodbath.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be some early rotations, maybe from Crystal Maiden, from Slardar. It's gonna be probably a carry Venge. It can be a offlane Slardar with Twitch Doctor, but yeah, it's gonna be a carry Venge. On the other hand, whoa, Timbersaw in more armor. Plus, they have a Legion Commander who has pressed the attack and remove stun, can remove Slardar ult, which is also a good. Visage, who naturally builds into Solar Crest, just to boost even more armor for their team. So this is a really hype game. I don't think it's going to be that much action in the early game, but we'll see.
Yeah, I share those same kind of feelings, but this is good. This is good. I'm happy. I'm a happy camper if I get to open up into my first cast of the Kiev Major with a Lil Visage kind of a game. So that gets me pretty excited about Virtus Pro's lineup, but this is Wing/Team Random here. I always have to say, I feel like I have to say Wing/Team Random, because I feel like if I just say Team Random, people are going to be like, yeah, but who's that? Like, who's Team Random?
Yeah,
have they even I haven't seen them at a Dota land ever, you know? But but these guys are TI champions, people. Remember that. And they have just broken away from an organization which maybe have been holding them down. You know, maybe affecting a lot of them outside of the game itself. Now possibly rejuvenated, invigorated. Anything else that sounds like that word? They're ready. They're ready to go.
I just love your words, how you choose it so wisely. You don't offend anyone, but it's politically correct, and it sounds good.
I do offend a lot of people. I offend their ears, trust me. And this is a European audience, so they're really gonna hate me at this hour. That's for sure. I don't know, something about me getting loud when it's hype. It just hurts them a lot. But look at the hurt that Virtus Pro are going to be looking to bring here. 5-man smoke movement already down through the bottom lane. Looking to turn the corner, and look who they have found. Shadow is there waiting to go for the bounty rune. He's going to get hit. The shards block him out a bit, but there's certainly going to be enough follow-up, and Virtus Pro's mission is going to be successful.
Yeah, that was a good smoke. And they're gonna pick up the rune as well, so they're gonna have 2 runes on their side of the map and 1 on the other. What I see, the Tusk, pretty underused hero in general, especially with his 40 XP talent on level 10. The hero needs a lot of action during the early game, but once he gets there, it's so easy to actually level up. Why Tusk is picked? Because of the snowball, so they needed kind of a save hero for the duel. So once Legion duel someone, he's just gonna put it in a snowball, and they also have a swap, which they're not gonna probably use it like that until the later in the game when Venge has some kind of escape mechanism for staff or a BKB, but they have enough for a duel at least.
Lots of defensive plays there potentially from Team Random to avoid the onslaught of Virtus Pro. And another thing to remember about this particular Virtus Pro squad, I know they have seen a history of ups and downs, but overall lately this Virtus Pro squad is not the tenacious, like bloodthirsty group that we used to come and love. They have kept those kind of instincts here, and as we see, Ice is trying to go for the trade of creep, but it will be still there for little Solo, but he is still going to be sharing a bit of that XP. But nonetheless, this new Virtus Pro squad is very disciplined. They're great at making calls. They're great at using strategy. And when they're up and like moving ahead and snowballing, if you will, they're good at not just overextending or getting ahead of themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Team Virtus Pro, before they played like a greedy style with a lot of mistakes, they became more like a calm team. That's Solo's experience right there. He's the one of the coolest guy. Yeah, the coolest. I don't think like swag or anything. He's just a calm guy in general, which keeps the team together.
Solo, who has had a long history with the game, had to fight his way out of being a meme, you know, the whole 3-2-2 thing, and has, I think, pushed himself way past that. Oh, top lane. Screw the memes. We got action here. We got Maledict magic missile damage pushing onto Pasha, who just gets forced back a bit, but they're just trying to do their best to keep her away from getting the XP and getting closer to level 2 and moving forward.
Yeah, good pickup by Witch Doctor, getting Maledict level 1, forcing Legion Commander to use Shrine really early. It's already used, and with Permanent Shield, he's out harassing Legion Commander, which I didn't think would actually happen.
And she is also going to be able to snipe the enemy bounty rune. Now, it looks like she's got someone waiting for her here. Ice nearby has the double damage rune, and as he predicts, Pasha tries to head to the high ground. He's there waiting, blocks it out, and continues to punch her in the neck with that double damage. She is trying to juke around the trees, but he only needs like one more attack. There's no shrine, so he gets punched down. Ice just beats her to death in the river.
Yeah, that was the correct rune.
Ooh.
On the other hand, no one killing solo. The Alk on mid.
Very nice snipe. Right under the tower, too. Virtus Pro fire one back themselves. And even though they did lose their offlaner, Courier could also go. Ice! What a player on this Tusk! Also manages to get a rotation through the mid lane. Snipes the Courier. Eats a hard shot there from no one, but will be able to walk away. But he has made quite the impact through this mid lane. Each team will take something from their own, but Team Random walk away with the better.
Yeah, no one beating really hard on that mid lane. Look at the CS, 18 to 11. I mean, he has Arcane Aura, level 2 right now, which favors him. Got one more kill on him. This Timbersaw is going to go really big this game.
Yeah, that is the dream if you're a Timbersaw player. Kind of already making a good first impact. He's part of an early kill. He's scoping to level 6 now. This Alchemist, as we know, has been a mid-lane tyrant for all of DAC, but here meeting his match against a bit of the old meta there in the mid-lane Timbersaw. But here we go, bottom lane, rolling on down. A party coming out from Random here, trying to get the jump onto Ramses, but they can't even get close enough. And now comes the support staff from Virtus Pro. It's Lil and Solo able to get some nice power damage onto the Tusk, and Ice is going to be going down. Now it's a fireback play here. Coconut's out. There goes the crush. Can they put the focus onto Sven and burst through Ramses? No! They get baited into more fights, and they're going to lose possibly 3. They will here. Ramses does end up getting dropped, but Lil reaps in the biggest rewards of them all and scores a double kill at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's really worth it for VP. They got the experience, they got levels on Visage, who's level 3 right now, and look at the VP, actually. I didn't notice it. I mean, Ramses is playing that Sven. That's his like signature hero. Ramses is one of the best, if not the best, Sven player. And you have a Lil on Visage, who has Blightstone already, just working towards that Solar Crest. I mean, first Medallion, then Solar Crest later on.
This is Lil. He might just get that straight up Solar Crest, you know. He is greedy and double kill
no
already.
Boots.
You know?
Yeah, no boots, just Solar Crest.
Just flying crest, but he is working through a jungle, getting lots of loving for himself here in what is feeling like a super safe lane. Faith Beyond is just kind of working with himself right now, trying to get the Soul XP and a Blink Dagger under the way, but mid lane, Roland underway is going to be a snowball of action onto no one. It's a 4-man party here, and they'll be able to bring him down. Even the wave coming in from Blink as he rotates on in. You could feel the almost desperation from Team Random there to just try to get something under their belt.
Yeah, look at that shrine. 3-man shower, 4-man shower. Wow.
Oh, I'm missing men showering. I gotta get over here.
Yeah, don't drop the soap.
And they take their business all the way up and towards the top lane now. Even Shadow coming this way. So they're gonna leave the mid lane simply to Ice, who has been rotating a lot through the early game. So I guess he does need a little bit of loving for himself. But just as they were able to get something going, we see rotation and smoke coming out from Virtus Pro. Lil and Solo stepping in. They actually just pump fake, don't commit for anything, and instead drop the ward.
Yeah, they just dropped the ward. He could actually hear it. I think they're gonna deward it, or what's the Courier doing? Yeah, the sentry is bought. They want to deward it.
Easy 100 gold.
Easy. Wenj is just gonna hit level 6 right now. She's going for Magic Missile max without aura right now. She's gonna just use that later on. Nice set though.
Yeah, it's pretty extravagant, I'll say. I want to say I have that same set. I played Venge recently. But, very high tempo hero, especially in the core position. Now, she could be getting a lot going for herself. It's still looking good. She's got second and last hits, 41-16. That's pretty nice. I like that a lot. Alchemist, though, you know, he was kind of hitting a bit of a hiccup there. He's scoping towards that top of the net worth and will be kind of residing in the jungle now to kind of make up for it. Are you happy if you're Team Random right now, do you think?
Yeah, I think they're good. Alke just can't stand in the lane anymore, so he's just in the jungle, farms more effectively, and he's giving some levels to Tusk, who's on mid. Twich is free farming, she's sleeping on the bottom.
All right, we got some action here bottom lane. Virtus Pro really pressuring that tier 1, has forced reinforcements out from Team Random. Lots of rotations down here, but not any commitments going to be made. They'll instead sidestep into the jungle and kind of work from there, while that leaves no one to kind of do his own thing back in the mid lane. But they have rotated someone else in now. It's Faith Beyond, who was hanging out in that bottom lane, now rotates in towards that. Once they see that rotation, Virtus Pro could make a move here and try to find a setup on the Team Random. So it is just very awkward from both sides. Solo runs up through the hill and tries to go for a Frostbite grab. That's going to force out the snowball from Ice, and he takes his whole crew onto the little lady, and she gets wrecked. Now, Nuke flies out, but Team Random totally step out there. They're a whole 5-man team.
Yeah, look at VP's ward on their hill near tier 1 tower bottom. They can see the movement from Team Random. I'm surprised they actually went for it, trying to get a kill on mid. I mean, they tried to snipe him, but CM was in range for Snowball. That's why she died, even though she had a haste.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just thirst of Virtus Pro kind of sitting there in that moment saying, hey, we're already here, we got to try to get something out of it, but maybe just got a bit overzealous. Whatever the case may be, they get right back to their grind of lanes. Ramsey's to the bottom with Lil by his side. Lil gets his medallion done and his tranquil, so this guy is decked out with ridiculous armor already at base of 7 for a Visage. I gotta say, is pretty nice. But on the agenda for Virtus Pro right now is Legion Commander, who has, you know, level 6 and duel ready to go. It's time to get some damage going. So they got the smoke, and they're taking their business all the way up here to the top lane, where Blink is there, still waiting it out. They're going to catch him out, it looks like. They hit him with the slow, and he gets popped with the duel. That should be some easy damage awarded to Pasha.
Easy damage indeed. That's how you play with Legion Commander. He hits 6, you make a rotation.
Bottom lane. Look at the response coming out random. Make their own move on for Lil here. Trap him in within the shards, but it's Virtus Pro who get their own response. They take down the Slardar, and Lil sets up another one. A double kill's going to be there for Ramses. It looks like at that same moment we did have other casualties across the globe. No one was able to slice his way on through. The Witch Doctor. His Y is also going to get dropped. This is Virtus Pro unleashing a serious power peak in this game.
Yeah, if you're dying on all 3 lanes, you know something's wrong. Did you see how Sven actually moved in that fight? He was hitting it with cleave. He wasn't even hitting a hero. He was just cleaving through the creeps and just dealing the damage to a hero. Very nice movement by Ramses. He decided to go for Mask of Madness. I did some testing with Mask of Madness. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it ends up badly. I think he feels like it's gonna be good this game. There are some players like No Tail who prefer like Armlet into Echo Saber build, into Blink Dagger, BKB of course, but the bad thing about Mask of Madness is that you silence yourself.
He will be able to get plenty of armor from himself and his comrades, but as you were talking about, does have to make sure he dishes out all of his spells before kind of going into his berserk mode at that point. In the meantime, Team Random were able to kind of go on their own little expedition. They smoked up and planted a very deep observer ward here into Virtus Pro's side, kind of trying to get themselves an extra bit of intel, whether it be avoiding any future pressure and ganks, because this is, like I said before, a power peak for Virtus Pro. You have a Timbersaw who's going to be ready to kind of really bulk up. The duel's online for Legion Commander, so she's trying to get as much damage as possible, and once she gets that blink, she's certainly going to look to set up some plays. So Random need the intel. They need to try to find where they can safely farm and just try to progress. But I say that, and then I look at their lineup, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like they're a lineup that might need to fight soon. I mean, Core Venge? How long can you wait?
Yeah, they need to make something happen. It's minute 12, Tusk is level 4. Right now, the experience from creeps and from hero kills was nerfed, and it's hard to actually level up with heroes, especially when you're playing from behind. Like you see, this Tusk was even on the mid lane, just getting some solo XP, but he's still level 4. Even though he's in 3 kills.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Those look like Virtus Pro are going to be able to sink down another tier 1 tower with relative ease here, as Team Random will just withdraw and hand that one over here. A couple of defensive wards also just kind of will allow them to see if Virtus Pro are going to continue to go a bit deep. You have Y nearby with a sentry ward just in case they were going to try to kind of get some extra vision down or not. But it looks like they're going to take their business elsewhere here. And this could be the time where Lil is just going to grind his way towards that Solar Crest. It looks like he does have that talisman already in queue. And
yeah, plus he has extra Blightstone for extra minus armor. And look at the Witch Doctor. This is like minus armor game. Witch Doctor says like, okay, we have so much minus armor. You build up Medallion. And he says like, fuck you, I'm going to make Medallion myself just to counter that.
There's some ridiculous physical burst here if Virtus Pro get the opportunity. They go on the prowl. Right up towards the old secret shop. Waiting towards the high ground to see if anyone from the Wings party, sorry, random party, try to rotate
random
nearby.
Party. That sounds really weird.
Yeah.
Like, what's a random party like?
I don't know. I'm sorry. The name is just... it suits their drafting / play style. Don't get me wrong, but... You know, maybe a better name by TI. We'll see. Ooh, Shadow.
All right, Shadow.
Farming nearby. Not going to be contested. It looked like he was trying to see if he could hang around for that bounty rune, but it does look like no one was nearby. Spots him out, and they're going to just opt to go for the objective at hand, and it's a bottom tier 1 that is in the sights here for Virtus Pro.
Alk trying to get close to his Radiance. It's going to get it around 15-minute mark, even though he died twice. Still a good timing on that. Sven had some stacks in the at the Ancients, and building towards S and Y. We can ask ourselves why. I mean, Yasha gives him extra movement speed combined with Mask of Madness, and it gives him some stats and armor in general. So it's a good pickup. Like you can't really question Ramsey's item build, especially on Sven. Like this is the build. Like if he makes Dagon, you're just gonna like go. This is the best build. You don't question.
It's the best build. It's Ramsey's. You know, young innovator, and even if he ends up going, you know, 3 and 20, 320 or something, you know, that's fine. That's fine. We'll see it in pubs anyways. Here though, finding more time to farm on up. It's support's time to kind of, I don't know, go in and snipe bounties. Solo grabs a little bit of money in his pocket. Tasha nearby. Has his blinked dagger done and is looking to queue up what looks like a Shadow Blade here, but with only 10 damage to his name, I'm sure he is thirsty for more. So we'll see what the game plan here is for Virtus Pro kind of moving forward. Maybe Roche is going to be something a bit appetizing for possibly both teams here. They're both very good at doing it with the amount of physical and armor mitigation they got going, but it looks like this is what's on the agenda. It's going to be Team Random with a smoke and on the move.
Yeah. Starter has a blink, they want to make it.
And they use that blink. They move in. Crush him with the Maledict. Are they going to be able to burst him out, or is he going to be able to shrug it off with the help of the armor? Pasha moves in, gets a quick extra bit of damage. The thirst has been quenched. And now it's going to be Lil isolating onto Ice. They'll blast him down. He's now dominating on this Visage, and Virtus Pro are pretty much dominating this game at this point.
Senti ping.
Comes in, they jump on over. They look to go for Blink, and she is a lone little vengeful lady who is done for. 12-4. Virtus Pro firing off on all cylinders here. Team Random back to the grindstone. Alchemist, his back is, I hope it's good. I hope he's got a strong back there, Lacoste.
Yeah, I hope so too. They only managed to score 4 kills. We talked a little bit during the pick phase about, in general, Radiance Illusion carriers. I don't think that's that much overpowered. It's more like people don't like to see it. It's kind of boring to watch those games, but it's still a little bit overpowered, in my opinion.
I mean, it will encourage a lot of teams to start thinking about what they can do possibly against these kind of lineups, because no one does want to be forced in those positions where you're stuck first round or even second round banning these kind of heroes over and over and over again. Maybe looking for ways to, you know, bring in some fresh heroes, fresh faces, and find ways to play against that play style. And, you know, Virtus Pro have those, you know, deep inner Sukabliat kind of roots, man, going full Divide and rushing and taking down Team Random. So they're pulling that kind of attitude out now, and it's working. It's just bringing back old chapters, old metas, and recycling, you know, a bit of that old school stuff. And then you play these kind of old metas, and you have shrines, and you have talent trees and stuff, and you just kind of discover new things.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, they managed to Roche. We didn't talk about it because it was pretty obvious, and it went down so fast, especially with Solar Crest and one more Blightstone. That's like minus 14 armor just by Visage. Not bad at all.
Yeah, Lil is a monster on Visage, and I gotta say, if Visage is gonna be part of this meta, that hero is going to need to be banned against Virtus Pro moving forward.
Definitely. It's OG and the Virtus Pro hero.
Yeah, OG have been playing it, but I would still, I mean, it's Lil Visage. It's Lil Visage.
Little Visage. VP wants to fight right now.
Yeah.
They want to take those tier 2 towers. They feel so much stronger with Aegis on Timbersaw and Bloodstone completed. 13 charges. He feels really comfortable going in, tanking all the damage.
Yeah, this is a fantastic timing for Virtus Pro. It looks like they pretty much etched themselves into a clean execution game against former TI champions here. Would definitely make them feel solid about their position, or at least their beginnings of this Kiev Major. But I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here. As Virtus Pro continued to kind of push themselves forward, they were getting what they wanted. The Alchemists who've been farming in that side lane has been drawn back, and all of Team Random are together as a team, and that means that they're not farming. And when they are, it's pretty much Alchemist alone, so everyone else here on the team is just kind of starving a bit.
Yeah, it's like 4 years old Chinese Dota right now, feeling for them, for Protect 1. Meanwhile, Virtus Pro farming all the map, even though if they manage to get a kill on the solo, it's not gonna be of any significance, so...
Fair enough. Jumping Crush. It does look like Team Random were able to find a nice little solo pick off there.
Yeah, it's 300 gold, meanwhile they're farming the whole map. Virtus Pro just want to finish items like BKB on Sven, which is finished right now. It's flying up to him, and they can take tier 2 towers just for some fights. Lotus Orb on Timbersaw to remove those stuns, and minus armor from Slardar. Just tank up, try to get a pick off with Legion Commander, who's getting close to Shadowblade, and it's going to be so easier to pick off a hero.
Random are able to kind of push out some of these lanes a bit here, but still not feeling too comfortable on getting too much extra vision out at the moment. They still have these deep-rooted wards a bit, but dual mid lane here. Jump onto Little Tusk here, trying to move out on his own. Gets snubbed at that moment. And more damage will be awarded, and now with him taken out of the picture, this could allow Virtus Pro to take a tier 2 and close out a few bits of the remaining outer towers.
Yeah, top is pushed as well, so it's gonna be dead top tier 2 tower as well.
Easy. More money, more snowball factor. I am, you know, got to give credit where it's due. This Alchemist is still holding top net worth. I know it's an Alchemist. He's got Greevil's Greed and an ability to kind of keep himself at top of net worth. But how this game's been going, and it's 13-5, and the Alchemist has been kind of taken down a couple of times, I'm surprised to still see him actually up there. But, yeah, overall, as you can see in the team net worth, very, very heavy for Virtus Pro as they get ready to approach that 10K mark and high ground push.
In general, in Dota right now, it's hard to push the base because of the shrines, boost from armor on towers, and all those minus armor. It's hard to fight into acid spray and wave of terror plus shrines in the base. You need to get like a lot more items than your team to actually push.
All right, here we go. VR. VP. Again, 6 a.m. Dota casting here. Virtus Pro moving into the high ground, looking to close out their first game here in this series against Team Random in a full best of 3 of this long and particular Swiss format.
Yeah, Aegis is gone on Timbersaw, but seems like they don't want to commit yet. They feel they're out farming them. Look at the vision on Team Random side. I hate saying Team Random. Dire, I'm just gonna call them Dire. Like, they have pretty much the same 2 wards. They want to make a pick-off by those 2 wards, but they don't see anything else.
Ooh, Solo looks like not going to be caught out in any trouble, but yeah, very dark map here for Random, with the exception of that little dinky spot up here. It's going to be on them to kind of move out, but it's still just kind of them following around their mighty alchemist, saying, please lift us up into the promised land and take us home. But he has got a lot more farm to go if he wants to be able to kind of hold a candle to the lineup of Virtus Pro at this moment. Or Virtus Pro are going to have to pull out a serious misstep to hand it over. But it looks like we got more damage as another duel. Ooh, swap save though. Will cancel out the award of damage, but we have rotations coming in, and this has only sparked the real fire, as it is going to allow Virtus Pro to rotate on in this opening and get the finish on not just that Tusk, but also a takedown on the core Vengeful Spirit. She's now going to be forced into a buyback situation, and Virtus Pro could step away from this and be happy, but it looks like they could consider trying to close out with a set of racks here. Ramsey's looking to fight in deep, eats a lot of damage and a Maldic, so he is forced to pull out.
Oh, he's gonna need to use a BKB. Yeah.
Wow. But buyback forced. Team Random did have to go into the piggy bank to kind of fend off Virtus Pro from that one.
Yeah. Buyback plus 600 gold. I mean, 600 damage on a tower plus some dual damage. Virtus Pro just seems like they're taking it home slowly. They're gonna wait for next Roche. They don't need to risk anything. They're in no rush.
So as
look at that visage, Road of Atos. Like, you don't see that item. Like, that item is fucking amazing, but not many heroes can make it.
Yeah, it's like Visage and Silencer, some of the heavy ones to pick it up. And I'll admit, I am not a Visage player. Even my time in Dota 1, Dota 2, I never really cared for the hero a lot. I even had time with Chen, so it's not like I avoided micro heroes. I don't know, there's something about Visage I never really grew attached to. But, you know, it is beautiful to watch, I will give it that, you know, when played very, very well. And it's obvious that just the hero itself and its meta and its itemizations changed so much, you know, to see him put off Ags in this case so much. Is that just how you play Visage now, or is that how he needs to play Visage in this game, that you avoid getting Ags?
Well, Ags in general on Visage is good. That extra bird, triple stun, it gives you so much. The split push ability, if you're just trying to chop one side, just dealing damage on the tower on the other side, it's so good, especially combined with, I mean, the items in general make Visage so good, and the talent trees as well. I mean, he has plus 30 experience gain, so once he hits, let's say, level 25 plus 120 familiar movement speed, it's so easy to stun with them.
Yeah, the Atos just makes it so sweet to kind of synergize all of his spells together, so I can see why that's so appetizing to have. Plus on top of the Solar Crest, a lot of great items for the hero, so I can see why it could be a bit of a puzzlement to decide on which is your first easy treat.
And it gives him what he needs, exactly. It gives him mana pool, which he lacks because it's 4-second cooldown. If he doesn't die, he's just gonna use it like 10-15 times in a battle, and it gives him HP, becomes more even tanky, combined with Solar Crest, evasion, armor, good with his Gravekeeper's Cloak. That hero just doesn't die in a team fights and has enough mana to deal so much damage. I just want to see how much damage he deals in the next fight.
Yeah, if Team Random are going to, you know, hand over an opportunity for a fight, that is, as the game continues to progress here, it seems pretty clear-cut that Virtus Pro are just going to hold out, farm a bit, wait for the Roche to come up, get the Aegis, and then try to move in and close out their first set of racks on the back of having that extra life. You know, the building hitter situation, I got to say, is kind of weird for Virtus Pro. Yeah, you got Visage, who is fantastic at crushing objectives and taking down structures. But who you give the Aegis to, you know, it's kind of awkward in these situations. You throw Sven or whoever up to the high ground to hit the buildings. It's kind of awkward for them. They eat a lot of damage real fast here from the Team Random lineup. Timbersaw doesn't hit buildings well at all either.
Well, they're going to give it probably to Timbersaw, who just goes in and just tries to make a mess in a team fight. Just try to make them use spells on him while Sven hits. I mean, Sven has a BKB of his own, doesn't die that fast, and even if they go on him, there's a press the attack from Legion Commander to save him up, then he can use a BKB after that.
Dang. Plus, look how fast he hits. That press the attack and the mask with a Saint Yasha and a Hyperstone will do that.
Yeah. Well, VP doesn't have the best building clear, but once they kill 1 or 2 heroes, those structures are gonna go down in seconds. Especially right now with the Assault Curious picked up on Swen.
All right, I like this move. You know, a lot of teams would just sit inside their base and hope to God Virtus Pro will mess up and overextend inside a base push and they can make something out of it. But here, Team Random, formerly known as Wings, smoke up, move in, and try to make an approach on a Virtus Pro. But look at this, Virtus Pro already
Virtus
out
Pro.
The other way. Did they see this?
Virtus Pro.
Well,
no,
they're just like,
have
nah.
that good sense. Yeah.
No
like
one's bought
Nah,
him.
we know you're so desperate you need to smoke.
Yeah, they're gone. Maybe something we missed, but whatever it may be, just Virtus Pro are able to avoid that one or any sort of what could have been awkward engagement. I mean, even if Team Random were able to stall things out, say they get into an engagement there, lose the fight, if Virtus Pro take a hard enough set of shots there and lose some of their, you know, heavy building hitters, then the game would be prolonged, and that would be wonderful for Team Random. But Virtus Pro avoid all that, and now they get another chance at moving in through the southern door.
It is time to go. Virtus Pro was playing 30 minutes, dominating the game. Now it's time to go. Try to finish it.
All right, first move back. Immediate swap play here. Looking to go for Ramses. He is not the Aegis holder. If they can burst him down, he's going to be done for. He pops his BKB and just, whoa! Hits down Wise so hard, but they get a good force staff, and he's able to make it away. Oh, I spoke too soon. No one will be able to get the finish onto him. What a stun connection onto the takedown of Alchemist. He is going to be out of this one. Buyback will be forced. Pasha gets uppercutted as he comes back down. He will also get finished, but it's Ramses cleaving through everyone, as it is going to be Team Random forced to go through all of their buybacks. This is the buyback from Alchemist, and that's going to be it. Game is over. Virtus Pro will take it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. They just went all in on Sven, and there was press the attack on him, plus a lot of damage from Timbersaw, and he just pops a BKB and just destroys them. He even went back, just killed the tower in 3 hits, and with that extra armor from Warcry, they didn't get any damage, even though they were fighting in Acid Spray plus Witch Doctor ulti. Looked kind of promising for Team Random at one point, but they just got destroyed in the last fight. They managed to get only 6 kills.
Yeah, that you know, they started pretty good. I mean, remember the very beginning, Ice was making a bit of an impact in the early laning stage, got some nice pickoffs, followed with a courier kill in the mid lane. But with just the laning matchups that Virtus Pro had put together, throwing the you know, when was the last time we've seen no one play Timbersaw in the mid lane? I don't remember. It's, you know, this guy is known for his like Shadow Fiend, his Queen of Pain and stuff, but here Timbersaw just shreds right through Alchemist. Virtus Pro, they weren't there for DAC. They weren't there for the Alchemist Naga nonsense, and here they came prepared, and they flex their muscle now. They take down Team Random, and we're going to be moving on into game number 2 of this best-of-3 matchup, guys. Thank you for tuning in here to the Dota Major number 2 channel, I guess you can call it. I'm Dakota Cox. Hit me up on my Twitter at Dakota Cox, so you can hit up Lacoste at Lacoste Dota. We'll be back in just a few minutes for game 2 of Virtus Pro versus Team Random.
See you guys soon.